But this will trigger the Lexus RCF safety car.
Oh, that's big. That is a very big crash.
Turns a supercar into a snowboard. That's what you need out there at the moment.
Only chains allowed from here. Look at it.
Where's he backed it off and why?
Just there.
It's happened at McPhillamy and it's a big one. It skipped all the way across the gravel and made the wall there. That's unusual. So it's got to the tyre barrier and he's managed to get it out.
Here we go. On board. Check this. And he was just fractionally wide. He was just
War between Reed Park and McPhillamy, and he's parked it up on the left side. It already had damage on it from the contact with the tyre wall, and this has finished it off sadly. Came out of that groove that we've been speaking about through the day. That's very high speed, and that car in its fourth contact with the wall here this week. Richard Muscat, James had one, and now another two late this afternoon. And they've got a big turnaround for that between now and our next event at the Gold Coast in 2 weeks' time.
That's a big hit.
Serious impact, that one. And that car will be seriously bruised. He plays a great game at Mount Panorama.
On board with Moffat. Here we go. Just again. That's big contact. And again, he just did the same thing as he did at McPhillamy Park.
Stephen Johnson going backwards. Unbelievable. And then Andy Jones. An almighty crash in the Team BOC car.
The concrete, I don't think. He's just dislodged. Haviland car, there's going to be cars spearing off all over the place. There's still going to be a few more, I reckon.
Do you see, this is what I was saying when you're going up the mountain. If it was as wet as this when you got to the top of the mountain, you could have a horrific break.
Well, it just goes to show the Haviland car was caught out. Probably what caught Lowndes out as well. Now, Lowndes, I can't quite see there whether he's managed to back out of there, but he actually drilled the tyre wall.
Now that is, they're going thinking, oh, well, he's going that.
Is Garth Tander watching the Lowndes car is off to the right-hand side on the grass. Well, that was almost...
Just as well they put those tyres there.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember a few years ago when Gardner and Crompton were leading? Gardner stopped there and Larkham slammed into him. It was almost a repeat of that.
There we go, the Caterpillar Ford just disappearing out of shot. What's here? Okay, this is the moment on top of the Terry Wyhern Rod Salmon machine. Oh, wow, didn't he drill that bank?
That's a big contact.
That's a big hit.
Oh, he got it going.
He's got it going, but he's dropped...
So Wall, they're sideways, they're out. He's just caught, it's just done it himself. Just burst into wheel spin. Turned itself around and straight into the fence. That is a severe hit.
This is turn 5. Jack Perkins and David Wall are the other guys either side. And bam. James Moffat.
Drama out here. Look at the Gatorade car. Peter Dillman understeering straight off at speed stick turn. Into the tyres. Fortunately, looks like minimal. Look at this at normal speed.
For those of you at home, you may recall a big rollover in the support races.
Shell Helix replayers. Gary Holt, one of the Konica V8 light privateers.
This is where Mark Scape went off last year. Bang.
Well,
amount of water that's running out of the top of our combox here into pit lane is extraordinary. They'll have to put the safety car out because at the moment, the guys won't even know they were like, hey, he's in the fence! He's in! That's Courtney! There was no way he could get that car turning after a little bit of shine as it goes dull. So, he's in the fence for Mostert!
Mostert has whacked the wall. He's done it before. Unfortunately, he's done it again. No grip out there, slick tyre, car number 55, Chas Mostert, and he's now in the wall for the second time. And ProDrive have already had to park one car this weekend. They could turn that car around. Whack, parallel whack to the concrete blocks. And then you can see the steering fail. And then there's another hit with the wall down here. And this one still carried a lot of speed down there. Going to give that left rear.
But impressive opening lap from Van Gisbergen. Now this is Tim Slade
So exit of turn 5. Oh, Alex was...
At the top, there will be chaos up here. Watch this. Can they get through? That's remarkable. James Courtney stuck in the middle of nowhere. And the field goes by.
Yeah, I got turned around, geez. Righto, mate.
And wide here at the S's. It looks like he may have made contact with the wall up there. Yeah, he has. So that's the reason why the guard is on the tyre. And that's just on the run to the dipper.
Yeah, can't see exactly what's going on here, Neil, but
reason why he's coming in under safety car period, because Owen Kelly has gone off at turn 1.
And they might be reacting to what they're doing next door in the Xbox. There's a positional change here. So they're going to give him priority. He'll struggle to stop. He's off the road. They can see that one coming. And if he rotates this or drops it in the sand, it's game over. He just skates out the other side, Jonathan Webb.
He was just one tyre width too wide at the turning. And in the fence for Courtney.
And they've just told him on the radio, pit this lap if you need to. He's absolutely going to need to. The front left on that car is shot. So Courtney's out of business.
more than that, please.
That's
We need
fuel.
a little more than that, please.
They're talking about fuel, more trouble. Simona's in trouble. And where is it parked?
It's just coming onto
the pit straight. So that's a weird one. You don't often see that. She was in the top 10. And the Harvey Norman entry, Simona Di Silvestro, the final corner. Presume she gets the ripple strip. She does. Slides it to the inside, heavy contact, and it flicks it back across to the other side of the road. That's game over for the Nissan. Restart. Watch Shane Van Gisbergen. Has a wobble in the rear, locks the rears, and down he goes. He was super lucky not to end up in the gravel. And the ditto remark for Tander, who skated out the other side, but when he checked up, the rest of the pack all got taken out of sequence. And then all the madness began up here at 1. The Cam Cat is going to tell the story. Watch this cluster here. Mostert makes contact with Tander. Waters makes contact with Mostert.
This is a big moment for Garth Tander, just outside the dry line. And we've seen some of the biggest names in the sport crash right there.
Larry Perkins had a moment there.
Murphy and Ambrose.
Murphy and Ambrose, and he's made contact with that wall. It's completely unforgiving. What a shame for Garth Tander. Reynolds is opening up the gap. Oh, and Frosty's in the wall. This is going to trigger a safety car. This is going to trigger a safety car. It might finish under yellow. Now, that is an awkward spot for Mark Winterbottom to be parked up. What a disaster to get that far in the day and to end up in the concrete in car number 5 for Mark Winterbottom.
Racing line, renewing line.
Nathan, can you believe that? Can you believe that for Mark Winterbottom? Got on top of the Greasy. Oh, contact! Tander in contact with Todd Kelly. And both off the road, interlocked. They can't do anything about it. And that's the end. When he was wandering home that night, he'll have a little grin after that number that he's just achieved. Here's Whincup, moment into the tyre barrier for him. Gets away with it. So he just sort of required. Car number 3 in trouble here. Taz Douglas about to meet the wall. Big understeer off the curb. And the tyre bundles will be shifted back. There goes the passenger side mirror, one of dozens so far this weekend. Now, Stephen Richards is the replay. So it was a moment for Steve Owen. Chaz Mostert was getting ready. Paul Dumbrell spears down there with more pace than he can control. Yeah. There could be a penalty for that one. They'll need to look very carefully. On board, the view from Richie Stanaway's car. That wasn't on. He was down the left side on the Greasy side of the road, Paul. Who's going to get burnt? So Slade's got priority at BJR, so that's a big moment for Lee Holdsworth. He's currently sitting in 16th. He's made big contact there on the replay. Waters has got priority over Mostert.
This is big. For Mostert, this is going to smash him. Now, this is going to smash him.
Do they yep. They are sharing a boom, aren't they?
Yeah. So that's what we said earlier. This is really going to hurt.
That's a nasty one. And you've got... Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's Garth Tander, so he's hit him hard. So that's twice in successive race meetings that Garth Tander has been the cushion. And this is the replay from the other angle. and it's damaged the front of the Nissan, and as it's rotated, it's ripped the rear wing off it as well, so that'll be parked in the garage now for a long period of time. In fact, they may struggle to get that out. Going to get wetter out there, and here's what happened to Dale down here between turns 3 and 4. And what's the drama going on with McLaughlin, I wonder? All of a sudden, the pace diminished.
Now with Michael Caruso into turn 1, 215k, trying to get it slowed for the slowest corner on the track and rotates it. He's caused the red flag. He will go to the back of the...
Plenty of miles, and that's really going to wear. Look at this contact now. There was a collision, obviously, between Rod Nash's car and Richard Bork's car.
Well, I wonder if...
Oh, and the Ericsson Trust Bank machine, he got caught in there as well, and he tapped Paul Wheel's machine. 4 of them involved.
Well, that's Croswell behind the wheel of the Trust Bank, Ericsson, Commodore and Neil.
Pretty good theory to me, Neil.
Well, it's got damage on the back of it.
There's no other reason why you'd spin.
Well, unless it was from early in the race, but let's see if... well, see, there's nothing much showing on the front of Russell's car, so...
Not quite sure.
Chasing the back of Greg Murphy.
Yep. What happens
and they're
here?
going into the turn 9. He's gone up the inside of Murph.
Gone straight on.
Ah.
Gone straight on.
Right. What did all the damage, though?
He's probably going to hit something on the way out.
Stephen Richards was involved somewhere. There's Stephen.
That's what did all the damage.
Well, there's the hail. What next here? That's pit lane, of course, the low-level shot, and boy, there's been some drama in that particular stretch of road.
Jenkins, race director's going to do here. He's got wrecks lying all over the circuit. I'm not sure if the weather's...
Yeah, this
Look
is
at this.
Owen Kelly coming through turn 6, 7.
Oh, poor bugger.
Oh,
The safety car is going to struggle to stay on here.
And OK turns a
Well, look at the
supercar into a snowboard. That's what you need out there at the moment.
Only chains allowed from here. Look at it.
Mark Scaife is the race leader. Jason Richards is second. Luke Youlden is third. That's the podium.
I've never seen anything like that.
That's where we all speed off. It's like a bloody ice rink.
Before, but I haven't seen it that heavy. Look at this. Snow fights. That's quite extraordinary weather conditions. Melbourne's famous for it. 4 seasons in one day.
The Zinger replay will tell the story as to what happened here. Engel tried to get down the inside of car number 88. Was that Steve Ellery at the wheel? It was. And that's what triggered all of this.
You're right.
Remember what we showed you at the start of the show?
The restore. Can you see the car? Is it bad? On the front?
Oh, man.
That's in heavy.
No, thanks.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's fucking the tyre barriers. Bounced it off.
That is a big accident. We saw a big crash too. Here we go. So he got hit in the back corner, he said, which was James Moffat.
Oh, he's going to get collected again for sure, or is it going to the fence?
I think it just goes in backwards, but you can hardly see.
How would you know?
But
here we go.
Here we go, and he...
Yeah, so crunch into the fence.
Now, anyway, this will trigger action in the lane, I presume. Here's what happened. Slick tyre. It's a mirror racetrack. It's a mirror shiny racetrack. In fairness to Dean, he's got no... Happened to Cam Waters and come back to the math in a minute, so he's pulled it well wide. Actually, he's heavy contact there, hasn't he? That car here, he's got onto the curb, so that's where it's crossed up and rotated. And now it's going to meet that tyre wall down there big time, and just a passenger at that point. So right front corner, right... Oh.
How quick did that go? That's what happens when you're the pioneer. When you're doing it, he's in! That's a massive crash there for Tander. He's smart. That's Rick Kelly involved. Tim Blanchard, Moffat, they're all involved. Have a look at this. This will be red flagged. That is a massive crash.
Red flag, all cars.
As this emerges now, you watch Tander's the one there. So whoever that was, which was actually Cam Waters was the one that was into Tander, and that's how that started.
And it's a visibility issue. So, and that was monstrous contact that Will Davison had with Rick Kelly. That's the reason why...
Out of turn 3. So on the other side, there's another car there.
Oh, you got a bump. So you definitely got a bump. Bang, out of business.
serious accident.
Another angle. And then it's a question of, I mean, people just can't react. I mean, there's cars flying everywhere. You've got no grip.
He said they were worried that if a safety car came, it was going to be even worse for them, so they wanted to just get it done and deal with it. Sorry, guys, go back. There's Blanchard in the fence at turn 2.
Yeah, sorry, Greg, that was a big moment. He spun over the
insurance policy. They can't afford a puncture. And here's what happened to Tim Blanchard. So he's dropped wide at 7, come across the road, nearly got Scott Pye and made contact with the wall and knocked the rear off that car.
So Scott Pye be thinking, oh no, this is going again.
There's with Adrian Burgess. Does he? Here's the replay of what happened to Jason Bright. And that's pretty heavy contact there. And a long way round the corner. So it's jumped on him as he's tried to pick the throttle down the inside. And then because he got carted wide, he dropped another spot in the process to David Reynolds, who's doing a mighty job. And off goes Holdsworth into the gravel and into the wall. Fortunately at low speed.
Sliding in the background, right there. So here we go. This is going to be contact with Percat and
that's damage.
Scott Pye. That's actually quite a lot of damage to the back of the HRT or the HSV Mogul Commodore.
That's an easily made mistake, isn't it? After many, many years.
The lock-up, so easy to do that there. That's the little rise that I was talking about where the old racetrack meets the new circuit. And this is fast. Watch this. Check this out.
Oh, wow. Alex Rullo was in there 50 Ks too quick.
That's the furthest anyone's gone. In fact, that's the old pit area.
That's man of the match. He's going to pop out at turn 4 here.
But there's varying specs of windscreens in the field. A problem here for 17 for Wall. He's in the wall. Now, he didn't pit.
He stayed out.
Stayed on a slick, and that's just never going to work.
Straight, which is what's happening there now. You have a look at Van Gisbergen in a straight line. He can't even keep his foot on the throttle there.
Did Brian have a moment that I didn't see? Because he's gone back to 4th. So Van Gisbergen with 11 seconds behind.
Wink up with a little moment there.
I'll run you through some of the highlights of the last 40-odd minutes or so, because this is when the rain started to come down. Look how wet the track starts to get, the infield starts to get. Rick Kelly, that was his first excursion. His second one was really scary at turn 1. By now,